Hey there, Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here. Welcome to day 89 of our Get Your Goals annual challenge. Today we're talking about mental well-being and its connection to other areas and aspects of our life. That'll be our tool today, and I'll show you what I'm going to do for that as an action item. But prior to that, let's talk about the mental goal setting process, step 6 today. That involves resources, support, and accountability. How are we going to account for that as we're planning, because we talked about strategies and planning yesterday in our goal setting process. So we talked about strategy and planning. We talked about step by step. We talked about the milestones that we're going to create. Now, what do we need? And we want to ask ourselves and answer these questions for ourselves today. What do we need for resources to make that happen? One thing about mental well-being, a lot of it is internal to us. It's our self-talk, our dialogue, our mindfulness, and it doesn't cost a lot of money with respect to resources for that. I have, for example, a hypnosis app. I think it was $99 for a year that I listen to that helps me with my mindset. So resources with respect to our mental well-being and mental health, unless we're getting therapy or some kind of treatments, aren't necessarily expensive resources. They require our time and our energy and our effort, and that sometimes is more expensive than finances. But as far as resources go, what resources do you need to achieve your goal? And just with respect to the goal we're talking about for this example. So for me, it's increasing my positive self-talk 25% by the end of the year. So what resources do I need for that? Well, I probably need a couple of books or maybe a course on positive self-talk, things like that. What accountability am I going to have with respect to this goal? And I shared yesterday with respect to milestones and progress. Once a week, I will look at how I'm progressing with respect to self-talk, how have I performed on the way I've decided to measure it. And then once a month, we'll check in, and that'll be the milestone is monthly, to see if I'm meeting my goals for that area or not. And then finally, what kind of support and help do I need with this? I'm going to enlist the help of my friends and family to remind me when I am not using positive self-talk and catch me when I'm using negative self-talk so that I can more readily change that behavior. So that's one thing I can think of right off the bat that I need for support. So when it comes to our mental well-being and its interaction with the other life framework areas, every time we talk about an area, before the end of the month, I like to think about and just spend a little time thinking about the connection of that area. So our mental well-being, our thoughts, our beliefs, etc., our attitudes, our mindset, our mindfulness, are we present in the situations that we find ourselves in? How do they interact with the other areas and aspects of our life framework? And those other areas, of course, are physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, financial, relationships, contribution, communication, and confidence. So how does my mental state, my mental well-being, what does that have to do with confidence? What does it have to do with communication? We want to just spend a couple of minutes, and I usually do a little grid like this with each of the different areas of the life framework, and then mental, and then notes. What does that have to do? Does my physical well-being have anything to do with my mental well-being? And you might say no. I'm going to say mine definitely does, but your might not. So we just want to spend some time thinking about that. So that's our action item for today. Any questions, hit me up. Otherwise, I will be with you tomorrow. Have a great day.